Hello and welcome to Pratham Test Prep, YouTube channel of Pratham Test Prep. I am Ankit Singh, and today we are going to discuss about the current affairs of last 2 days. I hope you all are doing fine. So, as you know that entrants are coming, and current affairs plays an important role in each and every the entrances. So today we are going to discuss about the current affairs of last 2 days, that is 6th and 7th of April. So before starting, as you all know that I will tell you once more. In last session also I have discussed about this thing that current affairs, they play a major role. है ना? जैसे ही current affairs के question आते हैं, if you are able to solve them, then definitely you are going to score good marks, and this is the make and break section of any of the exam. उसके अलावा भी अगर current affairs आप पढ़ते हैं, so आपके लिए बहुत beneficial होता है कि you can take part in any of the general discussions which are going on around the society. So let's get started for today's session, and here we are with some of the important news from last 2 days. So the first news is World Health Day is observed on 7th of April. Which day? World Health Day. So when it comes to the days, right, बहुत सारे important days होते हैं, but when it comes to any of the important day, so you have to keep in mind 3 things. And what are those 3 things? First, the date of that particular day. Second, the day itself, and third, the theme of the day. So as you all know that 7th of April is being celebrated as World Health Day. So let's discuss about this news. पहले इस news के बारे में थोड़ा सा पढ़ते हैं. What are the important takeaways from this news? And then फिर हम आगे move on करेंगे. So the World Health Day is observed on 7th of April. कब celebrate होता है? On 7th of April. And the theme for this year's World Health Day is Our Planet, Our Health. So this is important. You all have to note it down. What is the theme of World Health Day? Our planet and our health, right? I hope I'm clearly clear and visible to all of you. So the theme for this year's World Health Day is Our Planet and Our Health. Now, coming to the second point, the day is celebrated annually accordance with the World Health Organization. As you all know, the biggest organization for this all things is WHO, that is World Health Organization, right? As you all know that pandemic is going on, right? And during this pandemic, health, vaccination, each and everything is in news. So World Health Day is being celebrated every year on 7th of April, and this year's theme is Our Planet, Our Health. Good evening, Shrestha. Good evening. So today we are discussing about this World Health Day, as this is being celebrated on 7th of April. So the theme for this day is World Health Day. Theme is Our Planet, Our Health. Right? If you are facing any problem, अगर कोई भी आपको doubt होता है, hello Tanu, so you can directly ask me in the comment box. Let's move to the second important thing. Now, the World Health Organization aim is to discuss health-related issues. Why we celebrate this? To discuss about some health-related issues, to draw attention to specific health issues concerning people across the world. So now, as you all know, during this pandemic, okay, Bhuto Chakravarti, perfectly fine. Very good evening. It's your first class. No need to worry about that. You can see the previous lectures and that are available on our Pratham YouTube channel. All right. So these are the current affairs classes. Okay. Now, the first health day is celebrated in 1950. Right. First health day was celebrated in 1950 on the same date, that is April 7th. And that's why in 2022 also we are celebrating World Health Day on 7th of April. Right. Now, when we talk about the World Health Organization, so where are the headquarters of World Health Organization? You should be aware about this thing. है ना? आपको पता होना चाहिए कि health जो हमारी World Health Organization है, इसके headquarters हैं क्या? So headquarters is in Geneva. Where are the headquarters? It's in Geneva, right? And Geneva is in Switzerland, right? Geneva is in Switzerland. When this World Health Organization was founded, World Health Organization is founded in 1948, right? As I have mentioned in the slide also. And you can see the theme for today's day, World Health Day 2022, Our Planet, Our Health. This is mentioned here also, Our Planet, Our Health. So now, if I talk about what are the important takeaways from this news. So there are 2 or 3 points, important points, which you have to keep in mind. One, World Health Day is celebrated on 7th of April, which is the nodal organization for this, that is WHO. Where are the headquarters of WHO? It's in Geneva. Geneva is in Switzerland, right? And what is the theme for this year's World Health Organization, World Health Day? That is Our Planet, Our Health, right? And which is the nodal organization? World Health Organization. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next important news for the day. Now, India's first underwater metro tunnel in Kolkata to be made functional by 2023, right? 2023 से India's first underwater metro tunnel is being started in Kolkata. So Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal, right? So you have to link these things, right? Static और current को हम link करते हुए पढ़ेंगे, तो this will not be monotonous for you all, और आप easily चीजों को relate भी कर पाएंगे. So what is the importance of this news? Importance of this news is this. This is the India's first underwater metro tunnel, and where it is going to start in Kolkata, to be made functional from which year? 2023. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the some of the important points. The construction of India's first underwater tunnel in Kolkata, underwater tunnel in Kolkata under the Hooghly River. So which is the river? Hooghly River. For establishing metro connectivity between Howrah and Kolkata. So these are the two cities. Which are the two cities? Howrah and Kolkata. In दोनों के बीच में connectivity किससे होगी? Through this underwater metro tunnel, and will be made functional by 2023. Now, of the 16.6 kilometer long east-west stretch, so the distance is 16.6 kilometer, and 520 meters will be under the riverbed. The tunnel corridor is built 33 meters below the riverbed and will connect Kolkata to Howrah. And this riverbed, the metro will be going through which river? That is Hooghly River, and will be connecting which two cities? कौन से दो main cities को जोड़ रही होगी? That is Kolkata and Howrah. The Kolkata East-West Metro line is being constructed by Kolkata Metro Rail Corporation. And who is building this? Kolkata Metro Rail Corporation, right? And is the underwater tunnel that will go beneath the Hooghly River. So what are the important takeaways from this news? Important takeaways from this news is, first, this underwater tunnel will be starting from 2023 and is being made in Kolkata. Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. Who is which is the nodal organization for this? Kolkata Metro Rail Corporation. That is KMRCL, right? And which is the river? River is Hooghly River. I hope this is clear. आपको सारी चीजें इससे जो important points थे वो clear हुए होंगे, and the distance is 16.6 kilometer long. Let's move to the next important news for the day. Now, the third important news for the day is International Monetary Fund lauded Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. So as you all are aware that there is a multiple schemes which are run by Government of India, है ना? अलग-अलग तरीके की schemes होती हैं जो Government of India चला रही होती हैं. So one of those schemes is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Which is the scheme? प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना. और इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड जो है एक इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, हैज लॉडेड दिस स्कीम, है ना? उन्होंने बहुत अप्रिशिएट किया है हमारे प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना को. क्यों किया है? why they have appreciated this scheme? So let's discuss about this. The International Monetary Fund, that is IMF, has lauded the food subsidy program. Mainly this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana is related to food subsidy program, है ना? It's a kind of food subsidy which has been given to the needy peoples, right, in India, which prevented, इससे क्या हुआ है? Prevented the increased prevalence of extreme poverty in India during COVID. As you all know that during the COVID pandemic, lockdown था काफी समय के लिए, है ना? And the people who are daily wage earners, जो daily अपना earn करते थे, कमाते थे, तो उनके लिए थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो रहा था to sustain. So to prevent the increased prevalence of extreme poverty, कि बहुत ज्यादा गरीबी ना हो जाए, our Government of India has started Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. And this scheme was run by which agency? Which agency? Nodal agency for this, or you can say the nodal ministry. Nodal ministry is Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance, right? So you have to keep this thing in mind. Which is the nodal agency? Ministry of Finance. And who is the Finance Minister of India? Who is the Finance Minister of India? Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, right? So these things you have to distance is important. No, distance is not that Shrestha distance इतना important नहीं है, although distance was 16.6 kilometer. But the main thing is this has been constructed in Kolkata. Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal, right? So you have to keep all these things in mind. One important from that news is which is the river? That is Hooghly River. Now, we are talking about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. So nodal ministry for this is Ministry of Finance. I have written down it for you. है ना, मैंने यहाँ पे लिख भी दिया. एंड हु इज द करंट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया? श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमन. सो ये जो स्कीम जो थी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की, ये किस लिए थी? टू prevent the extreme poverty in India due to the COVID pandemic. COVID pandemic में जब daily wages earners जो थे वो लोग अपना नहीं कर पा रहे थे चीजें, है ना, उनसे adjust नहीं हो पा रहा था. So because lockdown था पूरी country में, है ना, and they are not able to earn their daily bread and butter. So that's why the government of India has started this scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Let's move to the next point. IMF informed in a report, जो इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड है, उन्होंने बताया इन एक रिपोर्ट में, एक्सपेंशन ऑफ फूड ट्रांसफर्स एंड सब्सिडीज मेक इट ए सिग्निफिकेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट फॉर पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन. So हुआ क्या, through this, with the help of this scheme, IMF has said in a report that the government of India scheme, that is प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना, इससे क्या हुआ, लोगों को food transfer हुआ, the needy peoples have given food, rice, wheat, pulses, etc, है ना, and subsidies also, so that they can able to sustain this poverty arise due to COVID pandemic. Right? The report file appreciating the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana demonstrated that the program provided insurance to the poor and prevented the increase in extreme poverty. And with the help of this, जब लोगों को खाना मिल रहा था, भोजन मिल रहा था, subsidies मिल रही थी, so जो extreme poverty थी वो नहीं हुई. The social safety net provided by this scheme absorbed a major part of the pandemic shock. है ना, जो पेंडेमिक से जितनी ज्यादा सिचुएशन खराब होने वाली थी, उसके शॉक ऑब्जर्वर का काम किसने किया? This प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना ने. Now the important thing is, where are the headquarters of IMF? Headquarters of IMF is in Washington DC. Washington DC, right? And who is the MD, managing director of IMF? That is Kristalina Georgieva, right? Now एक बार मैं repeat कर देता हूँ so that it can be a good thing for you and you can write down the important points. First thing that you have to keep in mind, what is the name of the scheme? That is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Okay, this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana was firstly started in last year during 2022 for 3 months. Initially, this scheme was started for only 3 months, that is April, May and June 2020. But now it has been extended, right? इसको गवर्नमेंट ने आगे बढ़ा दिया. Due to this pandemic, first wave थी, फिर second wave हुई, so इस वजह से इस scheme को भी आगे बढ़ा दिया गया. In this scheme, the poor or the needy people has been given some rice, wheat, pulses and some subsidies, right? So that they can sustain their life and they can able to absorb this entire thing, right? Pandemic में जो भी उनको नुकसान हो रहा था, है ना, extreme poverty में वो बिल्कुल ना जाए, इसलिए इस टाइप की स्कीम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने रन की, which is the nodal ministry, Ministry of Finance. And nodal ministry से I mean कि Ministry of Finance is looking after this entire scheme. I hope this is clear. सबको clear हुआ होगा. So these are some of the important takeaways from this news. Let's move to the next important news for the day. Vice Chief Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey, आपको दिख रहा होगा फोटो में, लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल मनोज पांडे साहब हैं, वाइस चीफ ऑफ आर्मी हैं ये. मनोज पांडे सेट टू बिकेम नेक्स्ट आर्मी चीफ. ही इज गोइंग टू बी नेक्स्ट आर्मी चीफ, राइट? And what you have to keep in mind is the name of the person, right? And the current position is he is holding the vice chief of the army, right? वो अभी वाइस चीफ है आर्मी के and the rank is लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल मनोज पांडे. So he is going to become the next chief of the army staff. Vice chief लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल मनोज पांडे is all set to become chief of the army staff. तो ये क्या बनेंगे? Chief of the army staff बनेंगे, right? Army Chief General MM Narawane. And MM Narawane अभी कौन है? He is the chief of army staff. Is going to retire, right? वो अभी retire होने वाले हैं by the end of this April. So he is in the race of chief of defense staff post. Right, he is also in the race of chief of defense staff, MM Narawane ji, who is the current chief of army staff, right? And he is going to retire from this post by the end of April 22. Being senior most in the office after General Narawane ji के पास कौन है second जो highest है senior है, that is Lieutenant General Pandey. Lieutenant General Pandey will take over the post. Lieutenant Pandey became the senior most after a few top officers retired in the last 3 months. So last 3 months में क्या हुआ? बहुत सारे जो senior officers थे उनकी retirement हो गई, and due to that this vice chief, who is the current vice chief, Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey, became the senior most after MM Narawane. भुवन current affairs mostly ज्यादातर exams में आते हैं बच्चे, है ना? And if they are not being asked in the written exam, definitely they are going to ask you in the interview, right? So current affairs are very important. May it be the written test or may it be the interview. So you can't run away from the current affairs. Current affairs तो आपको पढ़ने ही पड़ेंगे. They plays an important role. And I think ये बहुत interesting भी होते हैं. If you are updated with current affairs, तो आप day to day life में भी कहीं पे भी कोई भी discussion debate हो रहा है तो you can take part in that also. And from exam point of view also they are very important. Now the third important thing is, meanwhile, present Army Chief General MM Narawane is ahead in the race of the post of Chief of Defense Staff. CDS जो थे, who was our first CDS? Who was our first CDS? General Bipin Rawat जी, है ना? रावत जी who passed away in a helicopter crash near Coimbatore. तो उनके बाद the post of Chief of Defence Staff was vacant and the now Army General MM Naravane is in the race, right? So MM Naravane साहब जो हैं उनके high chances हैं कि he can be the next CDS of our country after General Bipin Rawat. So when this General Rawat was passed away due to a helicopter crash, that was very sad moment for our entire country. तो अब क्या है कि जो जनरल बिपिन रावत जी के बाद जो पोजीशन वेकेंट है उसके ऊपर शायद उम्मीदें हैं कि MM नरवणे जी विल टेक ओवर दैट पोजीशन ऑफ CDS and CDS is Chief of Defence Staff. So after MM Naravane will retire from the post of Chief of Army Staff, so General Pandey, Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey will take over the Chief of Army Staff's post. I hope this news is clear. I hope this news is clear. So important things are who Lieutenant General Manoj Pandey, you have to keep this name in mind, right? आपको ये नाम याद रखना है. एंड MM नरवणे जो अभी करंटली चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ है, he can become the next CDS, that is Chief of Defence Staff. And who is our first CDS? Our first CDF is General Bipin Rawat, who passed away in a helicopter crash near Coimbatore. है ना? I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next news. Pat Cummins equal the record for fastest 50 in IPL. अभी अभी आपने देखा होगा IPL is going on, right? In Maharashtra, all the matches are being played due to this COVID and सारे स्टेट्स में ये प्ले नहीं हो रहा है. तो मेनली जो इसके वेन्यूज हैं, जो होस्ट हैं, वो महाराष्ट्र में ही हैं, पुणे और मुंबई में. So now, when we talk about the recently a match took place between Kolkata Knight Riders and this Mumbai Indians. So Pat Cummins, who are playing for Kolkata Knight Riders, equals the record for fastest 50 in IPL. इंडियन प्रीमियर लीग में उन्होंने फास्टेस्ट 50 का रिकॉर्ड इक्वल किया है. किनके साथ इक्वल किया है? KL राहुल के साथ, राइट? ही just achieved this mark in only 14 balls. He scored 50 runs in just 14 balls, right? So who is the who is the sponsor for this year's IPL? That is Tata, right? So इस बार टाटा IPL हो रहा है. पहले क्या होता था? Vivo IPL, DLF IPL आपने देखा होगा, but this year the sponsor is Tata IPL, right? What is Pat Cummins? I am coming to that, Prisha. पैट कमिंस, कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स ऑलराउंडर पैट कमिंस. ये पैट कमिंस जो हैं, ये क्रिकेटर हैं, है ना? बिलोंग्स टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से बिलोंग करते हैं. और इन्होंने अभी अभी आईपीएल में, आईपीएल इज इंडियन प्रीमियर लीग, राइट? उन्होंने क्या किया है? फास्टेस्ट 50 स्कोर किया है ना? स्कोर्ड फास्टेस्ट 50 इन इंडियन प्रीमियर लीग. ही इज जॉइंड केएल राहुल रीचिंग द लैंडमार्क इन ओनली 14 बॉल्स. सो ही स्कोर्ड 50 रन्स इन जस्ट 14 बॉल्स, इन जस्ट 14 बॉल्स, राइट? 14 बॉल्स में इन्होंने कितने रन स्कोर किए हैं? 50 रन. एंड दिस स्कोर वाज द लैंडमार्क. पैट कमिंस से पहले कौन थे? केएल राहुल थे, जिन्होंने ये अचीवमेंट किया था, राइट? नाउ द सेकंड पॉइंट इज कमिंस स्कोर्ड 35 ऑफ डैनियल सैम्स बॉलिंग, राइट? जो सैम बॉलिंग कर रहे थे मुंबई इंडियंस से, उनके 16th ओवर में उन्होंने ये अचीवमेंट हासिल की एंड स्कोर्ड दिस 50 रन्स इन जस्ट 14 बॉल्स to take Kolkata over the line with 4 overs to spare. और उन्होंने कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स, जो कि उनकी टीम थी, उनको इस मैच में जीत दिलवाई. The Australian Test captain finished with 56 runs of mere 15 balls. So जो पैट कमिंस हैं, ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया के टेस्ट टीम के भी कैप्टन है, राइट? मुंबई इंडियंस ऑलराउंडर डैनियल सैम्स क्रिएटेड एन अनवांटेड रिकॉर्ड इन द IPL 2022. सो जो डैनियल सैम्स जो बॉलर थे, उन्होंने भी एक रिकॉर्ड, जो अनवांटेड रिकॉर्ड होता है, कोई भी बॉलर पसंद नहीं करता कि ऐसा रिकॉर्ड हो, उन्होंने भी एक रिकॉर्ड बनाया. दैट इज कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स that is KKR. Sams was smashed for 35 runs in his third over by Cummins. So उनको 35 runs झेलने पड़े in just 6 balls, right? Sams joined Harshal Patel in the unwanted list of most expensive over in the IPL history. So IPL history में जो आज तक की IPL history है, उसमें जो most expensive over होते हैं, कि एक ओवर में सबसे ज्यादा रन किस बॉलर ने दिए हैं, तो हर्षल पटेल के साथ साथ अभी जो सैम्स हैं, इन्होंने भी इसको ज्वाइन कर लिया. डैनियल सैम्स, जो कि मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए खेलते हैं, एंड कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स के लिए पैट कमिंस खेलते हैं. आई होप दिस न्यूज इज क्लियर. सो व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट टेक अवेज? आईपीएल का अभी स्पॉन्सर कौन है? दैट इज टाटा आईपीएल, राइट? वेयर द आईपीएल इज टेकिंग प्लेस इन महाराष्ट्र, है ना? एंड पैट कमिंस स्कोर्ड 50 runs in just 14 balls. And who was that bowler? That is Daniel Sams, belongs to Mumbai Indians. I hope this is clear and we can move to the next important news for the day. यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन धर्मेंद्र प्रधान. सो धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी जो है हमारे, he is the यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन. एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री को देखते हैं. रिलीज्ड ए बुक टाइटल्ड बिरसा मुंडा जनजातीय नायक. है ना, उन्होंने एक बुक रिलीज की है विद द टाइटल बिरसा मुंडा जनजातीय नायक, है ना, द नेम और द टाइटल ऑफ द बुक इज बिरसा मुंडा, दैट इज जनजातीय नायक. यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड स्किल डेवलपमेंट धर्मेंद्र प्रधान. सो व्हाट वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड, इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है इस न्यूज से, यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन और स्किल डेवलपमेंट कौन है, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान. उन्होंने एक बुक रिलीज की है, द टाइटल ऑफ दैट बुक इज बिरसा मुंडा जनजातीय नायक. The book has been written by Professor Alok Chakraval, Vice Chancellor Guru Ghasidas विश्वविद्यालय बिलासपुर. अभी ये जो बुक है ये लिखी किसने है, Who was the author of this book? प्रोफेसर आलोक चक्रवाल. आलोक चक्रवाल जो हैं प्रोफेसर हैं और वाइस चांसलर भी हैं गुरु घासीदास विश्वविद्यालय के. गुरु घासीदास विश्वविद्यालय इज इन बिलासपुर, दैट इज इन छत्तीसगढ़. द बुक इज ए कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव अटेम्प्ट टू ब्रिंग द स्ट्रगल ऑफ भगवान बिरसा मुंडा एंड द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ फॉरेस्ट ड्वेलर्स इन द फ्रीडम मूवमेंट. जो भगवान बिरसा मुंडा थे, जो उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन था, और जो पीपल फॉरेस्ट में रहते थे, जो उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन था इन द फ्रीडम मूवमेंट, उसके बारे में ये बुक पूरा डिस्कस करती है. सो लेट्स रिवाइज दिस न्यूज. इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन कौन है, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी हैं. उन्होंने एक बुक रिलीज की है विद द टाइटल बिरसा मुंडा जनजातीय नायक. यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड स्किल डेवलपमेंट कौन है, धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी. कौन सी बुक उन्होंने रिलीज की है, टाइटल विद बिरसा मुंडा जनजातीय नायक. And who was the author of this book? Professor Alok Chakraval, who is the Vice Chancellor of Guru Ghasidas Vishwvidyalay, which is situated in Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. And this book talks about the struggle of Bhagwan Birsa Munda and people of forest in the freedom movement. I hope this is clear. आपको ये सारी चीजें clear हुई होंगी. And these are some of the important news from today's from last 2 days. Let's move to the next. So thank you. We are done for the day. I hope you will revise all the news, current affairs related things, and you will do well in your exams. Stay safe. And if you like the session, please don't forget to hit the bell icon as well as subscribe our channel and like the this entire session. We will be meeting in next session with some important news, and we will be discussing about all this. All the best. Do well. Keep reading and keep revising. Thank you. Thank you for the day.